Welcome to another very exciting episode of Listen to the Heartbeat. Listen to the Heartbeat is a platform where you matter, a platform where your voice will be heard. And today, I'm going to say I have the honor to interview a brother. It's for you dreamers and you strikers and you shadows and you ghosts. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The question I have for Mr. G is, what joy do you have for protecting the bloodlines that you chose, in particular, your beautiful daughter here?
The joy of seeing their smile. So most of what I did as a dad was make them laugh. That was it. If I can make them laugh, then all the tears go away. And that brought me joy. Because the last thing I want to see is one of my daughters crying and asking for something, doing without. Right? So I took a challenge to make sure that they were in a position at all times, have everything they needed. And that gave me joy. And it drove me to accomplish things that I never thought I would accomplish. It just happenstance.
So you chose purpose, and purpose opened up another door. The purpose, well, first, did you know in the spirit world, when you keep people laughing, like when they turn around and put a smile on our face, did you know in the spirit world, that's the protection from the malaikas, the angels? Did you know that?
Probably, I don't know the terms you're using, but definitely know that it's the life form joy, right?
Great.
That smile. Because if it's genuine, if a smile is genuine, you've basically tapped into someone's heart. And then it bursts it out. It's just a smile, laughter, happiness, joy. Right? Speaking joy.
Mm-hmm. So where did you learn this authenticity from?
Well, I have a very spiritual grandmother. My parents, even my own dad, that's where I get it from. It comes through it, but it runs deep. Yeah, that's the way we walk. I walk a little different because I really enjoy it.
He walk a little different. That's a title to a song. I think I'm gonna do that. He walk a little different because I'm bringing joy. So let me ask the daughter. Them smiles he talked about. How important was that for you?
Oh, huge, because I wasn't a kid that got touched by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do having a dad where putting a smile on my face, bringing joy to my life every day was so important to him. And you ever see other kids who didn't have the same type of joy that I had, it makes a huge difference.
So for both of you, and we're going to start with her, how does it feel to know you prioritized?
It feels good. It feels really good to be prioritized, because a lot of people don't have someone who puts them first or who put them on the list.
Wow. That's another song title, or even just put them on the list. Now, Brother G, how does it feel to know that you know that you know that Grandma's hands was more than just her hands? She was passing down legacy. The men you spoke about, Dad and all them, how they was passing down legacy, and you was applying it. Not probably, did you know when you was applying it, it was legacy?
Yeah, I'd have to say yeah, only because my grandmother's achievements is such an enormous person that I'll get into. She was. And so, yeah, I knew I was operating under legacy, and I have every intent to make sure that they operate under legacy, which they do. Shaquan runs the Uplifting Arts Academy. And so just, she don't know how proud I am, loved her. But just to know that that's what she chose to do. This particular child could have done anything. I do mean anything, doctor, lawyer, astronaut, whatever she wanted to do. And she chose to basically lift up other children.
So, sister, I got a question for you. Do you know legacy is about protection?
Say it again.
Did you know that legacy is about protection?
I can see how it is.
And so you continue to provide. See, he slid that in there real quick, right? She don't know how proud I am, he probably gonna go home and cry about it later, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he might cry with you about it because you're continuing to serve others. And legacy is protection in the spirit world as well as the physical world.
So if I leave here today, I already did it. Standing there in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
In the flesh. I ain't gonna say my work is done. God already has given much more for me. But I do know that if I leave, the other day I had the opportunity a couple of years ago to visit our family farm, 167 acres. Like, and I'm always, you bring up legacy. I'm always looking like, as I transition, what's left? What do they have to grab on to give down the line, right? That's what my definition of legacy is. And I need something here. I'm gone. I read a scripture about men planting trees that they never sit in the shade. The tree has to grow, and then the shade, plant a tree today, it may not grow for 20 years, provide shade, but if you plant it, it's there.
You know what's the joy about me being here right now? I seen the tears before they fell, right? And the joy of seeing tears, feeling tears, and shedding tears is the best detox on planet Earth, right? Is there anything else you all like to share?
I would say that legacy is it's not just about bloodline. Me growing up with my dad, I feel like he has shown me how to be a good person. I've watched him give when he didn't have for himself. I've watched him, take in people to give away to people, always putting smiles on people's faces. And I see that in what I do with my kids every day. And I see my kids do that when they go outside of the studio and they're with their other friends or at school. And they come back and tell me like, oh, Quan, I said this or I did this at school and it made a kid smile. And so sitting here thinking about it, it's like, it's not something that just came out of me out of nowhere. It's from God and it's from an example. So I have you always showing me how that's traditional.
So when we talk about bloodlines, let me make real clear to you where there is only two bloodlines. One. So in the scripture, it was asked. They say, Isa, Jesus, tell me who my family is, right? And he simply replied with, the one who follows me. And so following me means the truth. So it's only two bloodlines, the lie and the truth. In the physical, yes, there's some distinction, but in the spirit, I believe when Mr. G seen you, whenever he seen you, he seen your spirit, right? Then look, you one of the ones. The man started crying. You one of the ones. I don't want to let her know, but here you go, girl. And it could have been anyone, but you continue to follow the bloodline of truth. And I want to thank you for doing it. I want to thank you, Mr. G. Now, it's an honor. It's an honor not only to come to meet a brother that I never met, to meet another servant of the Most High that I never met. And you just told me something. That's a trip, right? You told me my story in a short little span. What I mean by that, my check engine light is on, right? So I might go in a few minutes. My check engine light is on. It won't go off, right? I'm living with it. And I get the honor to do what my mother said I would do when I was a kid. She said I would touch the world. Now here's the trip. On January the 28th, I woke up just in the spirit of the Most High and I sent a signal. I do podcasting. I sent a signal. 90 days later, 72 nations responded. My goal is to reach the other 123 because they say it's 195 nations in the United Nations, but my calculation of countries on this earth is 206. I want to reach them all because, again, when I used to hang out with grandma, you know what grandma used to say? She'd say, boy, don't worry about all that drama they get to talking about. The world going to end. It ain't going to end till everybody get the word. So I want to participate in getting this word out. And I want to thank y'all for allowing me to get your word out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.